Hi everybody. I'm gonna finish this t-shirt and put the sleeves on it, sew the side seams, and probably do the hem on my serger. So if you're a crafty kind of person and you want to see how I'm gonna finish this shirt, then stay around. I need some clips or pins. I don't want to put my clips. I'll use pins. All right. How's everybody? All right. Tap the screen for some likes. That would be great. Okay. So I have marked these sleeves, and last time I talked about that there is a front and a back to sleeve. When you fold them in half, you're gonna see that part of it is shorter. This part is the front and the longer part is the back. Okay, I'm gonna adjust so you can see. All right. There you go. All right, so this will be the front of the shirt, and this will be the back of the shirt. This is the shoulder. Okay. Now I'm just gonna pin it right sides together, and I just folded this. I know I have the markings on the wrong side, but this is how it's supposed to go. This will be the front, this will be the back. Since I'm working with this t-shirt and it's just a lounger kind of t-shirt, I'm not going to be real worried about being precise, but I'm going to find the center of that because I know that's where my shoulder seam is going to be. I'm going to find the center of this as well. I hope you're doing well. You know, it's hot. It's finally feeling like the middle of the year. It's probably 90 outside. And currently in my room it's 80. So I'm thinking about probably should turn on the air pretty soon. Okay, so this will be the center of the top of the other one. Now I'm just gonna pin them right sides together. Line up the top first. All right, and I am also live on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel, so if you follow me over here, please consider following me over on YouTube as well. All right, so I'm gonna pin the center of the top, and then I'm gonna take this. This is the underarm, and I'm gonna find the underarm over here. And straighten this out. And I'm gonna, it's okay if I pull this because I'm gonna stretch this when I sew it. All right. And I could be using clips as well, but I'm old school. Better hydrate. Okay, other underarm. I want to get this done because my daughter is waiting for it. I made this shirt on a different color. Same design with the dragon. But I put it on a darker color shirt. Let's see, so that's the underarm right there. And I'm going to match it to the underarm over here. I've been sewing quite a long time. And I don't think I've ever downsized a t-shirt. I know I haven't downsized a t-shirt. Thank you for the likes. Tap that screen. Are you tired? Tap. TikTok needs to tap the screen. And you need to go over to YouTube and watch on YouTube. So I'm gonna rely on that. I really am. I'm encouraged by likes. Okay, so now I'm just gonna find the center again and just kind of lay this very gently, lining this up. So this is the back of the shirt. And that's stretchy. Thank you for the likes. Okay, yes. All right, your finger's not tired. Thank you. It's a Sunday afternoon. I was feeling drowsy. And I thought, I really need to come up here and finish this t-shirt. And I thought I would share what I'm doing in here with you. I'm just going to finish this shirt. So the live won't be very long, hopefully. Let's keep our fingers crossed that there's no issues, We don't want issues. No issues, please. Okay. I'm finding I have to stretch this a little bit, so I'm going to move this down. I'm going to serge along the whole edge. I'm going to serge around the sleeve and the side seam at the same time. Thank you for the likes. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Your fingers are not tired. Thank you. It's kind of hot in this room. Okay. I think I've probably pinned this enough. Okay. I'm going to use this on my serger, and I am going to be putting this way. And to be honest, because I'm using my serger, I need to probably, I'm going to put these pins in lengthwise, like this, so that when I serge it, I'm not going to run into the blade. Okay, so I'm going to stretch this so it fits. I'm going to put my finger there, and I'm going to do them upside down until I got them. Okay, upside down, I mean vertically. Okay. And horizontally. All right. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Thank you for the likes. Can you see all right? Type in the chat. You can see everything okay? Okay, so again, I'm pinning this way because when I serge, I'm going to do my feet in the machine this way. And if I put my needles vertically, I have a chance of hitting the blade. I don't want to hit the blade with the serger. Okay. All right, and I'm going to stretch it slightly when I sew. That way it'll fit around this corner. Okay. It is a hot day. I hear people in a swimming pool right now. I hear little kids, they're screaming and they're playing in a pool. I can tell because there's just this certain kind of scream. This certain kind of joy when you're in the swimming pool. All right. Same thing with this sleeve here. Right sides together. Now I marked this on the incorrect side, but I know that this is the front, this is the back. So I'm gonna just flip it over. Find the center, which is right here that I marked earlier. And I'm gonna go ahead and put a horizontal right there. And let me cut this bit off. I did the first part of this on TikTok Live the other day, and I'm not sure that I've posted it. Okay, raggedy edges don't matter. Seriously. Thing about knits is they don't ravel, which is nice. Okay. Feel free to make a comment. I'm trying to watch the comments as this goes along, but I don't want to take too long to do this. Okay, so here's the underarm in the front. This is the sleeve, and this is the underarm. I'm going to match the corners. I'm going to put that in there, and then I'm going to try to move this fullness, because this is an outwards curve and this is an inward curve, okay? Convex and concave if you want to get technical, all right? And I want them to fit together pretty evenly. I don't want it to be a puffy shirt, a puffy sleeve shirt. Thank you for the follow. If you please consider following me on YouTube as well. There's a link. Also, I have an Etsy store. I opened it. It only has one thing in it right now, but I opened it. I'm excited. So you could go like my Etsy. That'd be great. Follow me on the Etsy. All right. Now, I'm just gonna, again, I'm placing these horizontally so that I don't hit this with my serger. And I'm just going to stretch this as I serge. You'll see. All right, need to find the side seam and find the underarm. Okay, here's the underarm. Let me clean this up. Just got the stitching from, there we go. Stitching from earlier. Okay, so this is the underarm. And yes, it's gonna pull, and that's okay. It looks like it's not gonna fit, right? Hello, Patty. Thank you for the likes. All right. How you doing today? This is going to be a t-shirt that's sized down for my daughter. I made it. It's my size. Yes, I'm bigger than my daughter. She's a tiny folks. And I am not going to use this particular one in this particular color. I made it in a different color. So I'm sizing this down. Okay, so I'm going to distribute this fullness, okay, along this edge here of the shirt, okay? I don't want to stretch it too much, but I'm going to just kind of lay it in here and pin it. Lay it very, very gently without stretching it. And hopefully when I get down here, I don't have to stretch too much. Okay, look. Easier. Here's an easier way, okay? Here's the top. Here's the bottom. Find the center. Okay, find the center, approximate center of the sleeve, okay? This is the top, this is the bottom. I'm gonna find the approximate center. I'm gonna put a pin just so I know where it is, okay? And then I'm gonna find the approximate center on the t-shirt. All right, oh, that's okay. It's okay, it came unpinned, it's okay. Now I can fold it. I can find the center right here. Okay, center. Now I have some markings that I can go by, and then I can distribute this fullness in a smaller area, and I don't have to stretch as much. Okay, so Pin this back down here. Underarm. If I'm missing your comments, drop your comment again. And practice poking the screen, TikTok. And if you want to go over to my live on YouTube, feel free to do that. Okay, so here's my marking. I'm going to put those together here. And then I'm going to find the center here. I'm going to do this horizontally. There we go. And distribute the fullness here. And I'm just putting my fingers kind of in here between the pins and pinching where the center should go. On a woven garment, you're going to have notches. And you're going to match the notches. Okay? But this is not a woven garment. All right, now that I have the sleeve pinned, I'm gonna do this seam here on both sides. Okay, I do have the other side pinned too. Yes. All right, going over to the serger. I put gray in my serger. It's fine. Okay. Okay, there we go. Now hopefully you can see my serger. Alright, serger. And you can see my serger, right? Here's my workspace right here. Okay. Ready to go. I have 2 needles in here. They're both threaded with gray. I have myself a little bit more light so I can see. This is 4 threads. It's a Janome Professional 1200D. Not the newest, but it's a really nice machine. Okay, like I said, I put these pins in horizontally. Ready? You ready for some surges? Okay. Gotta pay attention. Make sure my knife is up. Yeah. Now I'm gonna lift my foot and I'm gonna put this up against the needles, okay? And that's the way to start it. I want to make sure I keep my lines straight. And if I were doing a like 5/8 seam, then I have these markings here that tell me where to line up the edge of my fabric. But I'm just doing right at the very edge. So I'm just gonna line this edge up here with the metal here. Oh, it's a good idea to hold the tail back here, get it started. Okay, and take out these pins before you get there. All right, I'm just gonna take out this pin, find the edge. Sewing. I'm not trying to stretch too much, and the serger kind of takes up some of the slack anyway. But all I want to make sure is that this is not folded under and getting caught in the threads, because there's no way to fix that. The t-shirt will be ruined at that point. Okay. All right. I want to reposition this a bit, so there we go. I'm not trying to hurry this. Not stretching. Just letting the serger pull it through. Same thing with sewing. You don't stretch back here. You keep your fingers and your hands in front of the needle. Take out those pins before you get there, if you remember. Okay, I'll make sure this is lined up. And you see it's cutting off part. It's just cutting off a bit. Now with sergers, usually people just zip along, and I want to make sure that I don't miss any of this because I'm sewing a curve. Okay, making sure it's not folded. I don't want any bumpiness. I want to make sure it's flat. How's everybody doing? Can you see all right? Give me plenty of likes. I'm working hard. This is what I do. What am I doing right now? This is what I'm doing with my life right now. I am sewing. And I'm sharing with you. Sharing with you so that maybe you might learn something. Okay, again, lining this up. Lining the edge up. And I'm almost to the end of the first sleeve. Okay. Now when you're serging, you go all the way off and cut. Okay? Casting off, you have to cast off. Okay? Thank you for the follows. If you follow me on TikTok, please consider following me on YouTube as well. Okay, so that's what it looks like. All right? Yeah, there's a little bit of gathering there. It's okay. All right, let's do the other one. This one I did the pins the wrong direction, but that's okay. I'm sewing with the shirt side down and the sleeve side up, in case you're interested. Why am I doing it that way? I have less bulk over the top, so it's just easier to see. All right, again, I'm going to lift up this foot. I'm going to put that fabric right up against the needle. I'm going to make sure that these are lined up along this metal piece because I'm not cutting into the fabric at all really, and just start sewing. You can gently hold this and pull, but I wouldn't recommend pulling too hard. You might break your thread. Okay, so if I break my thread, I'm gonna cry. All right, threading a serger is a challenge. So, okay, feels like I'm cutting more off on this one than I did on the other one. So we'll see. Okay. I'm gonna pinch this just to hold it, make sure it doesn't go anywhere. And that pin already came out, which is fine. Making sure that this edge is the same as this edge and lining them up. Pushing that fullness that way just to make sure that there's no folds underneath, okay? Just want that to be completely flat all the way along. Okay? Thank you for the likes. Oh my goodness. All right. Next, we're almost to the shoulder seam. Okay. Get to the shoulder seam. All right, and then these are kind of buried under here, so I'm gonna transfer that up. All right, this is kind of off a little bit, so I'm gonna lift this up and line it back up again. I feel it kind of folding under here, and I want to make sure it stays straight. No folds. I'm not doing pleats. Okay, so bottom edge, top edge, lining those up. And you can kind of see I'm turning it as I go, but that's fine if you don't. I know you're sewing on a curve. Okay, let me see where my pins are ending up. I need to take this pin out. It's a good thing I did this horizontally and really far away. I'm just going to continue sewing. It's not anywhere near my pins or anywhere near my needles, so I'm good with that. I would recommend putting those on top so that you can take them out as you sew. I am living dangerously. Okay. All right, I am in Northern Indiana. Please drop in the chat where you're from and some yellow hearts if you have never been here before on one of my lives. Okay, so cast off, and then I'm gonna go through and take these pins out. These should have they should have been on the other side. Okay, so now I'm gonna make sure that I didn't miss anywhere. Okay, so because sometimes when you serge, there's a hole, and okay, I got some fabric there. All right, there's no hole there. Want to make sure on this side because I didn't check this side. Make sure there's no hole. Okay, that looks a little poochy there. I don't know if I like that. Do you see it folded in a little bit on itself? Okay. I am going to re-sew that so there's no fold, okay? Because I really indeed don't like it. I don't want there to be a fold there. And it's okay if you just cut it. I'm just gonna cut it. And I'm just gonna lift the foot up. And I'm gonna butt these edges up against the needles. Push that down to hold it. Okay. Maybe hold that thread back here a little bit. Okay. Now I'm gonna cast off. When I cast off, I'm just gonna keep going. And I'm gonna cut it there. And that leaves this tail here. That's fine. I can cut that. It's not going to come out. Okay. So now, oh, I missed a spot. Do you see this? Okay. So let's go. We'll go back in here. I'm gonna make sure that I'm not missing. So I can sew straight over what I just sewed. Okay, and come up here. This is where I missed. And it's gonna cut a little bit. And once I get to that point, I'm just gonna kind of cast off a little bit. And then cut this. All right, so now checking for holes again. No holes, please. Oh, there's a pin. That might be uncomfortable. All right. Now we're ready for the next step, and the next step is kind of fun, actually. I'm gonna fold this right sides together like this. Okay. And I'm gonna start with the underarm over here. We're gonna line up the underarm seam first. Okay, let's line up the seams. And I'm gonna sew this together on serger. Okay, put that over here. Let me cut this. Don't want that to be in my way. Okay, and then I'm gonna line up the bottom. You see how this is curling? That's normal for a knit. Okay. And this is a cotton knit, so it's sticking to itself, which is nice. It's nice and quilting too because it holds pieces together. So cotton attracts cotton. And that's because it has these natural fibers in there and it grabs onto each other. Okay. Now I'm gonna put myself a pin down here. And I'm gonna put a pin approximately in the center just to make sure that I'm on the right track as I get down to the waist area here. Okay. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do it this way. All right, ready? Now, as I serge, I'm gonna make sure that these are lined up, all right? And I can do that while I'm sewing. Okay? So, did you put yellow hearts? Is this your first time here? Are you hanging out? Thanks for hanging out. And if you would like to go to YouTube and watch me over there, that's fine. And if you follow me here, please follow me on YouTube. All right. Now I'm going to line up these edges with the sleeve. This is the cuff of the sleeve. I'm going to stick that under there, put it up against the needles. There's two. I'm going to hold on to this tail just a little bit until it gets started. All right. And now I'm just gonna sew. And you see I'm just positioning this so that I don't have a fold at all here. And I've got this lined up as much as possible. And all right. It's okay. It's cutting off about a third of an inch, or sorry, an eighth of an inch on the sides, which is fine. It's not going to make that much difference in the size of the t-shirt because it stretches. And this is also a way to ensure that I'm not missing a spot. Okay. Alright, line this back up. Almost to the bottom, and then we'll do the other side. Okay. Alright, I'm in northern Indiana and it is 90 degrees outside. And it's fun for summertime. So these don't line up exactly at the bottom. It's fine because we can trim that to even it out when we do our hem. Okay, cast off all the way and then cut. All right, now I'm gonna check to make sure I didn't miss any place. All the way in the underarm, there's a little hole there, so I'm gonna go back and sew that what happened is it folded over. You see that? And that's okay. I'm just gonna sew a little bit in just to catch that hole. All right, so I'm gonna put this at an angle about where I want to start. I'm gonna turn my my blade away because I don't want to cut into the shirt anymore. I just want to sew. All right, so here's the hole, and I'm not trying to cut the shirt. I just want to sew it. All right, now I'm gonna sew in just a little bit, pulling it over just a little bit so I can catch that hole. All right, and since I put the blade down, I didn't risk just making that hole worse. Okay, so all done. Now I'm gonna do the other side. Okay, so this is the underarm of the sleeve, match the corners. And I'm going to I'm gonna put the pin in vertically instead of horizontally. Let me put my blade up so I don't forget to do that. I'm using my blade because I want to just kind of trim up the edge of the shirt as I sew. That way when I'm sewing, it's not too bulky. All right, did this come undone? I think it did. Okay, and hold this up again. Right sides together, okay? Here's the underarm. Let's match the underarm seam first. Okay? Because we definitely want that to match. Okay? Now I'm just going to stick this in here vertically for now. And I can grab that out before I get to the knife. All right, I'm going to match those, except there is a problem. This one's a little bit longer, shorter than the other one. I don't want to pull that and make a gather or a, or have it like be, yeah, I don't want it to gather. So I'm going to leave that. And then when I trim it, I'll trim it so that it blends in. Okay. So this taking a minute. Thank you for joining and hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Okay. I know it's not the most exciting time on a Sunday afternoon. Let's just have a Sunday afternoon relax. Sunday afternoon relax and sew. I should have named it Relax and Sew. But I'm gonna line this up. The hem. Vertical, like this. And I'm gonna find the center approximately here and here. And this is where I'm gonna put the pin. I don't have to pin along the way, but you can if you want to, you know, just make sure that everything is staying in place where it's supposed to stay. All right. I can feel this, this has got a little bit underneath it, but I can fix that as I go. Okay, ready? Ready. Ready to sew. Okay. If you're joining me on YouTube, please leave a like and be great to have a comment. Did you come over from TikTok? All right. How did you find me? I'm going to lift this up and I'm going to put this up against the needle again. And I'm going to make sure my edges are lined up. I'm going to hold the tail a little bit, give it some juice. Okay. And I can see here where it might develop a hole under the arm, so I'm going to pay attention as I'm going. All right, making sure I line this up. You know, people say that serging is faster. Well, it depends on what you're serging. If you're serging, you know, a straight line, great. That's fast. Okay? All right. Hopefully there's no hole there. Okay? All right. Oh, look. We're on the side seam. And it's curling just a little bit. I want to line this up here. And I'm going to lift this up and line it up here. Okay? I'm paying attention with my fingers. Is there a fold? Are the lines, are the edges of the fabric lined up? Is there a pin about to get chomped? No pins. All right. The pins need to go in this way. They need to go in horizontally. I forgot to switch them out. Okay. All right. Let's pull this underneath one a little bit. It's cutting off a little bit more on this side than it did on the other. It's fine. It's tiny bit. And that's okay. It just, it evens up the seams. Okay, cast off all the way. I'm pulling on it a little bit. Okay, questions? All right, I'm gonna check to make sure there are no holes, okay? All the way down, making sure, okay, there's a hole in the underarm, and that's fine. I'm gonna put my knife down. And I'll go back over here to the underarm. Where I missed. Just want to make sure I know where I missed. There it is. Okay. Wanna bet this is the underside. Do you see how the stitching has no fabric right here? So that is where the edge of the t-shirt was a little ragged and I didn't push it over far enough to get cut. So I'm gonna come in at an angle. This is why I took the knife down, because if I put this in at an angle like this, the knife was gonna cut like this. All right, but since the knife is not there, I can kind of just pull that in and catch that spot. Oh, shoot, I heard that. I think I broke a needle, or I broke a thread, possibly broke a thread. All right, let's see. Nope, it's fine. Okay, I still have those 4 threads going. Let me trim up. Don't want any of these long chains hanging out inside the shirt. All right. Double check just to make sure that is repaired. Okay. I will have to reset my machine so that I can do the hem how I want to do it. But I don't want to take time online to change the machine, okay? So this is it. This is it. I'm done sewing this together. All right. It looks like a t-shirt, doesn't it? All done, except for except for the sleeves and the hem right here. Hemming both. All right. I hope you had a good time. I'm over here sweating. All right. I'll let you go. Have a great day. Thank you for joining me. And okay. Bye, everybody.